Okay.
Ready? It's so nice to be back after all this time. I missed you guys.
We'll invite you more.
Stanley, like every week, she's like preparing me. I admit it. She calls me like every week. Sarah, please. Never, next time. Okay. So, since it's Purim this week, I felt like a great theme like to discuss, you know, it's like about simcha, about joy. Because it's so difficult sometimes to be happy with everything that is happening in our lives, challenges and problems, and sometimes we just don't feel like being happy. I was discussing this morning with a mother and she was telling me about like her son who's like really getting on her nerves in the morning when she has to get out of the house. It's always crazy. And then like 2 minutes later, like after having a huge tantrum, her son is looking at her with a big smile and everything is like gone. She said like the kids, they're like really capable of like going from like a extreme, exactly state of mind to like being just happy. And if you look at a baby, when you just watch a baby, like after like a few days of being born, the baby is smiling. The baby by definition is happy. We come into this world happy. And then something happens and we're not that happy anymore. So how do we stay happy? How can we find this happiness inside ourselves and we keep it? So that's really like the theme of Purim, because we know that when Adar comes, we say, Mishenichnas Adar marbim besimcha. When the month of Adar comes, we need to actually add more joy into our life. We need to be happier. And I like always when I do a shiur in Adar to ask people to share like a joke with us, because that's how we really like love and we're happy. I have a few jokes, but they're in French. And if I translate them, I promise you, it won't be funny at all. So you need to help me out, even in Hebrew. Who has a good joke to tell us?
No, I can't think of one.
Look, she's cheating already. She's like,
both delicious. Texture. Texture? I'll think about it. I'll yeah.
That was your joke?
That was an inside joke.
Seriously, no one joke? Come on.
Come on.
لا יש הרבה.
No.
רק צריכה להיכנס לזה.
עליה, מה נכנסת?
No, maybe you guys know this joke. It's I don't know. I'm going to translate it to English. A husband goes back home and see the lights are lighting, like the lights of the candles lighting. He said to himself, oh, I wonder what my wife is preparing for me. So he follows the tracks of the candles, the light, until he gets to the bedroom, and he sees his wife sitting on the bed by the light of the candles. So he asks her, oh, my dear wife, what a surprise did you make me today? She cursed and she says, oh, go pay the electric bill. In Hebrew, it's a little bit different.
You know what? I've heard so many jokes in my life, when I have to tell a joke, I just can't remember.
Right.
Oh my God. There's only one joke I can remember. That's the only one I can tell you. Like, there's all these women, like, you know, the Club of Liberation of Women, they all get together. They decide all the women of the world, they all get together because they say it's enough with the rule of men. Actually, right now we have to decide that we're ruling in our homes. No more of these men telling us what to do, how to do, and we do everything and they don't do nothing. They get so upset, they say, that's it. So the American woman goes on stage and she's like, you know, right now I've decided, I go home, I don't do laundry anymore. And all the women, they clap their hands, oh, you're amazing, yes, that's it, no more laundry for a month. Everyone claps their hands, they're like, oh, amazing. The French woman comes, she said, I'm not going to shower for a month. And everyone is like, oh. They all clap their hands, you're amazing, you're awesome. And then the Portuguese woman, she said, I'm not going to shave for a month. And everyone and all these women, they go on stage. The Moroccan woman comes on stage and she said, I'm not cooking for a month. And everyone's like, wow, amazing. Everyone claps their hands. So they all decide to meet after a month and just, you know, just do the checkup, like how did it go? So a month later, they all come to stage. The American woman goes on stage and she said, I decided, I came home, I told my husband, I am not doing laundry anymore. The first day, I didn't see anything. The second day, still nothing. There was piles in the house. The third day, my husband took his clothes and he washed them. And 2 weeks later, he cleaned the clothes up. Like he washed the clothes up. Everyone, he did the laundry for the whole house. And all the ones are like, amazing, wow. Everyone is like, the Portuguese woman says, yeah, I didn't shave, he didn't touch me for a week. The second week he came, he touched me, and we're like, wow, you won. And then the Moroccan woman goes on stage and she said, I told my husband I don't cook. The first day, I didn't see nothing. The second day, I didn't see nothing. The third day, I started to thief from the left eye.
She started to what?
She started to thief from the left eye. She got like a good...
Wait, what happened?
Like the third day she'll be able to see a little bit.
No, first day.
He smacked her in the eye.
basically
The eye was
smacked her.
swollen. So
She said she's not gonna cook, right? So she's showing them. I didn't see nothing. Second, the third day I started seeing something.
That's what I said.
So, that's the only joke I can tell you. So in the month of Adar, actually, we have to see things good. When we take the Rashi Tevot, the letters of the word Adar, we can make a sentence. En davar ra. There is nothing bad. If we're able to really see Hashem when something bad is happening, we can see that in fact there is nothing bad. Sometimes it's very difficult to see when someone dies. It's hard to see why. You're going to tell me there's nothing bad? Of course it is bad. But of course, we don't see the real story. We don't see what's happening. We don't see what this neshama brought into this world. Why this neshama was there. Why all this time. What did it teach us? And so on. So everything in life, we have to accept that it comes from Hashem. And if it comes from Hashem, and davar. That's the month of Adar. That's when you're happy. When there is nothing that is bad. You have to accept it. And it's very interesting that the symbol of Adar is the fish. We say it's like, even in English, we say, how do you say this? How do you say it? Teahces, yeah. You can say it in French. Dagim. It's Mazal Dagim. Yes. So you have, it's the zodiacal sign, it's the fish. Why the fish? Because we say the fish doesn't have ayin hara, right? You've heard that. You know, the Tunisian people, they like actually wear like necklaces with fish all everywhere. Why is this idea of a fish? It's because the Chachamim tell us that fish, they live under the water. You don't see them. And when you don't see something, when something is secret, it actually has a lot of bracha. Something that is secret is protected. That's why sometimes we tell you don't want to bring the ayin hara on you, just keep it quiet. You don't have to tell, I remember my grandfather always said that parents, they are the ones who bring ayin hara to their kids. It's a Moroccan thing. And I was like, why do you say that? I said, yeah, because all day long they're like, look at my son, look what he does, look what he did, look what he does. Just, it's okay, just be quiet. And we're like, what? For me, of course, it didn't speak to me when I was younger, but now I understand what it means. It's like, sometimes, things are a secret, sometimes things are discreet, they have bracha. That's what the Chachamim tell us. That's why it's the sign of the fish. And it's not just bracha that they bring mazal, and they have a lot of good things happening to fish. That's why they're fruitful. That's why they have a lot of good things happening to them. But it's more than that. It's because we say that the fish is happy. And I know it sounds stupid because a fish doesn't have emotions. When you look at a fish, it turns around in a bowl all day long, but it doesn't seem depressed or anything. It's like happy of its state. It's true. It's like it's always there, like this in its bowl. And what is happiness? Happiness is what we call in Hebrew simcha. And in the Kabbalah, the Zohar tells us that you can actually interchange letters. You know that in the Kabbalah, some letters in Hebrew, they actually are very similar to other letters. For example, the shin is interchanged very often in the Zohar with the tzaddik. Shin and tzaddik, they change. So let's take the word simcha, which is joy, and now let's change the letters. Let's put a tzaddik instead of the shin. And what do you read? Smicha. Smicha means growth, accomplishment, you did something. The only way to really feel happy in your life is when you actually accomplish something, when you do something. Let's say you buy a dress. Some people, they feel happy when they buy a dress, right? But how long does it last? until you don't fit in the dress anymore, yes. But
At the end of the wedding.
yeah, and then you explode. But that's the thing. It's like it makes you. There's a lot of things in life that make you happy. But is it true happiness? Is it a lasting happiness? Is it because you're gonna buy a skirt that tomorrow you're gonna be happy? No, it makes you happy on the moment, but then the next day it's over. Or you eat a good, like I don't know, you go to a good restaurant, you like sit down, you eat a good like plate, something really tasty and yummy. That's great. You're happy about it. But the next day it's gone. It's over. And if you look at a lot of things in life, some people, they go to Disneyland to be happy, right? Happiest place on earth. They go there, they're happy. They go home, they're depressed again. It doesn't make you happy, really.
You realize how expensive it was.
Depressing, you're right.
Oh man, that's true. So that's exactly why all these things, you cannot say that they make you happy. They actually bring you a temporary happiness, but they don't make you happy. So how can you really feel happiness? So again, go back to the Kabbalah, the Zohar. There's a lot of Sefarim of the Zohar. I've learned this from Rabbi Dover Pinson. He has an amazing knowledge of Chassidut, this rabbi. And he taught us this thing. When you look at the name of Hashem, you actually learn that there are different types of happiness, different types of simcha, of happiness. And if you understand these different types of joy, then actually that will help you to feel happy. So let's try to cut it. How does he base it? It bases it on the Kabbalah, on the letters Yud-He-Vav-He, on the name of Hashem. And when you write the name of Hashem in the Torah, you'll see that on top of the Yud, you have a little crown. So the little crown teaches us a fifth type of joy. So there are fifth type of joy that we can learn from the name of Hashem. And parenthesis, but very interestingly, when you look at the Megillah, if you read the Megillah, you don't find the name of Hashem one time. Not once in the Megillah. So we'll see how does it relate. First type of joy that you have, it's the letter He. I don't go in order. In the Zohar, they go like not in order. In the Kabbalah. So what's the letter He? In the letter He, it actually represents Shabbat. Why Shabbat? Shabbat, it's a physical joy. When Shabbat comes, you eat good food. You rest. I mean, with the kids it's hard, but technically you rest more than the rest of the week. You eat, you rest, you learn Torah, which brings you also joy, but it's things that you do with your body. Things are very physical. It's a physical pleasure. So that brings you a lot of joy. And in fact, when we speak about Shabbat, if you read like, what do we say about Shabbat? Le'taneg betanugim, that Shabbat you have to actually enjoy. It's like, it's very enjoyable. You have to smile, you have to be happy, and you sing zmirot, and all these things that you do, they're very physical. You do them with your body, and they make you happy. Shabbat makes you happy. That's the first letter of the name of Hashem compared to Shabbat, and Shabbat makes you happy. So it's a happy physical. Okay, physically you feel happy. Then you have the emotional joy. Emotional joy, it's Yamim Tovim, the Yom Tov. Lama Yom Tov? Because when you go to Yom Tov, you have to feel, what do we say about Yom Tov? V'samachta b'chagecha v'ayitach sameach. You, for the Israeli, I don't have to translate, or I'll translate, don't worry. It means when Yom Tov comes, you have to feel happy. It's a time of joy. You have to be happy. Why do you have to be happy Yom Tov? Because Yom Tov, you realize that Hashem loves you. For example, Pesach, Hashem loves you. He saved you from the Egyptians. He saved you. He took you out. You were a slave. He took you out of slavery, and you're not a slave anymore. Hashem loves you. Shavuot, Hashem loves you. He gave you the Torah. Sukkot, again, Hashem loves you. He protected you in the Sukkah. So if you think about all these feelings that you get when the Chag comes, that makes you happy because you feel loved. And every one of us, we need to feel loved to be happy. If someone is not loved, they're not happy. I was at the keynotes in New York, and there was a lot of amazing classes. And one class that really touched me, there's a guy who's a very big mechanech. He's like a big educator, and he was telling about this woman who's very religious, and called him and said one day she was so she was crying, didn't know what to do. He said, what's happening? My daughter is rebelling. She doesn't listen to me. She doesn't want to dress the way we dress at home. She's really out of her mind. I don't know what to do with her anymore. So he's like, tell me, it just happened like that overnight? Before she was a nice girl? Yes. She was this amazing, sweet girl, always listening, no problem with her. Suddenly, she's not happy anymore, she's crying all day, and then she does that. So he's telling her, but do you know why she's not happy anymore? What's happening with her? And she tells her, yeah, you know exactly why. She's in a new class, in a new school. She doesn't have friends. So she's not happy, she's sad. So he's asking her, did you cry for your daughter? She's like, cry for my daughter? He said, did you feel your daughter's pain, that she doesn't have friends? Are you sad with your daughter? So the woman took a minute to think. She didn't even think that she has to cry for that. So he told her, you don't even realize, people, your daughter was happy, now she's sad. There's a problem. When someone is sad, it's because they don't feel loved, usually. You have to understand why she doesn't feel loved in this class. Help her feel loved, and you'll fix all the other problems. And sometimes in life, we forget it. We have some kids or something, they don't feel loved. What do we need? We need to smile at someone, to smile at a kid, to say something nice to them. When the person feels loved, the joy comes back. So that's the second stage. That's Yamim Tovim. And we see that by the Vav. The Vav is the Vav of the Yamim Tovim. And it's the Vav that tells us about how to be happy when you feel love. It's emotional happiness. Mm-hmm. The third type of joy is intellectual. Just give you an example. You don't understand something. You go crazy. You try to understand. You try. And you don't understand something. And suddenly, boom, you understand it. You're happy. You're like, yeah, I got it. You're so excited. How many times we see our kids? They're like more. We're changing because like we're older, so we're like more calm when we get happy. But the kids are like very natural. They're like, yeah, I got it. No, you can't just do it. They're happy. They're smiling. Because when you understand something intellectually, it makes you happy. It's so people feel happy with that. What do we understand on Sukkot? Sukkot 3 times in the Torah, just so you know. When we speak about Sukkot, 3 times in the Torah, we say the pasuk, Lema'an da'at ki besukkot, blah, blah, blah. We explain that when you're in the Sukkah, Hashem wants us to have da'at, the knowledge. Let's just translate it that way. You have to have the knowledge. You have to understand why you're in the Sukkah, because Hashem saved you. So once you understand, and you think about God, and you think how God created the world, and what God did for you, and how God created everything to protect you, like this sukkah that is protecting you. So that makes you think about Hashem. That gives you the knowledge of Hashem. And when you feel this knowledge, intellectually you feel challenged, but you feel also happy because you're trying to understand God. That makes you happy. So that's another type of joy and happiness that we feel in life, is that we're happy when we understand things. When intellectually we're challenged, we understand, we have like a breakthrough. That's what makes us happy. And then we have the spiritual joy, when we feel really connected to Hashem. And that's compared here to the Yud. The Yud is the name of Hashem. We say, you know, when we write Hashem's name, sometimes we only write Yud. Yud is the name of Hashem. And what holiday does it symbolize? Simcha Bet HaShoeva. What's Simcha Bet HaShoeva? It was during Sukkot time, at the time of the Bet HaMikdash, the Jews would go to Shiloh, not the restaurant, but Shiloh, actually, you know, the source of water, the Ma'ayan, and they would draw water and take it and bring it to the Bet HaMikdash. It was a whole process. And we say that Jewish people would feel so happy that whoever didn't see Simcha Bet HaShoeva doesn't know what joy means at all. They don't know what joy is. Because it was not, the happiest time on earth was at that time, Simcha Bet HaShoeva. And the Chachamim explained that it's not just you were happy because, okay, you go, you draw water, okay, it's exciting, everyone does the same thing. No, it's because at that moment, Hashem would put Ruach HaKodesh in every person. Every Jew would participate to actually Simcha Bet HaShoeva, would feel Ruach HaKodesh. What is Ruach HaKodesh? Is that basically prophecy? I would translate it in English. It's prophecy. Hashem would actually connect to you. You would actually be connected to Him. So that was such a high level spiritually that you would feel happy. And that's why it's like the highest joy of ever that you could feel. And then we have the last joy, that is the joy of Adar. And that's the crown. That's like the cherry on the cake. What is that joy? Is that all these other types of joy that I'm like describing, it's joy that you actually, it's kind of outside of you. It's not you. Okay, you feel intellectually, okay, you understand that. Okay, physically, okay. Okay, emotionally, okay, I have to feel. It always comes from someone else. Adar comes, you will tell you in the Megillah, and that's written like word for word in the Megillah, that you have to be happy. Meaning yourself, your presence, your essence, your person has to be happy. It's no more something that is exterior to you. You have to be happiness. You are happiness. How can you be happiness? It's hard. How can you be happiness? So they give you a trick in the Megillah. What did it tell you? Drink. Drink, get drunk until you completely, you don't know where you are, who is Aman, who's Mordechai, and you're completely drunk. Yeah, it's a good, they have good advice in the Megillah, but that's true, they tell you that. Drunk, completely drunk. Again, so we'll get to that. So it works for one day, or for just even a couple hours, and then you throw up or whatever, but you're drunk, you're completely drunk, and you're happy. Why are you happy when you're drunk?
Being drunk is running away from reality. It's not,
for once, it's not real happiness. I'm sorry.
So are you sure?
Yep.
So are you sure?
I'm sure.
Why are you happy when you're drunk?
Because you get to forget about anything that made you upset.
And
therefore you're loose.
And
giving up
why?
control.
Why?
Because you're no control.
Because you're connected to yourself. When you're yourself, you grow. You were just born. You smile. You're happy. And then life comes on, and you grow up, and you have problems and worries and issues. Then you don't feel that happy anymore. When you're drunk, what happens? You let loose of your inhibitions. You let loose of all your problems. You forget, as you say, it's exactly that. You forget your problem. What's left? Just you. You with yourself. You're connected. You're back to this spiritual state of being connected to yourself, meaning being connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Being connected to who are you really? Who are you? I've heard that from the banquet at the Kinos. Maybe you've heard it if you watched the banquet. The shlucha of Rabbanit Aftzon from Asia, you know, from Shanghai. She told the story. She said one night, she was outside, like it was Motzei Shabbat, I believe, and she was with her husband waiting for a taxi to go somewhere. And then suddenly it was monsoon time, so you know, like the rain started pouring, and like when it rains, it pours there. So it started like raining and whatever, so she went like undercover, you know, with her husband waiting for this taxi to come. And suddenly, they see two girls, drunk for sure, screaming and laughing and on top of each other. And she's like watching them and thinking in her head, God, look at these girls. Thank God I'm not like them. Thank God I have my Torah, I have my thing. Thank God I'm not like them because they're just drunk. You know, they don't think. And suddenly the girls, they look at her and they see her with her husband. And the girl, one of the girls screams, Rabbi, I'm Jewish! Rabbi, I'm Jewish! Oh, I swear I'm Jewish! And so her and her husband look at her, they're like uncomfortable, you know? And the girl said, I swear, Shema, Israel, Hashem, Elokeinu, Hashem, Echad! And they're like watching her. And they're like watching her. And at this moment, she said, wow, how I misjudge people. How I should. She said she's learned a lesson for life. You see someone, but it's a mask what you see. You don't see who the person is inside. Just think for a second about yourself, okay? If you have to present yourself, but you cannot tell me your family name. You cannot tell me where you live. You cannot tell me your job. You just, who are you? Who are you?
That's a great game.
How would you present yourself to people? You're not a mother, forget about being a mother, sister, wife, forget family. Who are you?
You talk about your characteristics.
Your personality.
Yeah, so you talk about who you are inside. Because sometimes you are a mother with your kids, you are a wife with your husband, you are an employee. Exactly. You all year long, you wear a different mask. It's exactly that. But who is your real mask? Who are you really? And she said at this moment, she saw this neshama. This girl was like so pure. Like she screamed, Shema Israel, look, I'm Jewish, that's who I am, really. Sometimes you like see just the mask of the person, but how do you get to love everyone? How do you get to feel happy? When you're connected to your real mask. Who are you really? I love the story we tell about this chassid. He used to go to his rabbi, once a year or twice a year, but when he would go to his Rebbe, always he would wear his kapata, you know, like this black coat that they wear, the Chabad guys, this long black coat. So he used to wear that. Of course, when he would go to Rebbe, his hat, his coat. The rest of the year, he was a businessman. So he was wearing a suit, like a tie, like a regular businessman that you would see on the street. And one year, he goes to his Rebbe and he gets ready to wear his kapata and his hat, and he says, I'm hypocrite. I know we say hypocrite. Hypocrite. I'm hypocrite because that's not who I am all year long. Okay? All year long I wear a costume. Then I go to my Rebbe, all year long I am myself. Then I go to my Rebbe, I put this costume on, this like black coat and hat. That's not me. I cannot lie to my Rebbe anymore. So he decides just to go with his clothes, his suit, like his regular business clothes to the Rebbe. So he arrives in G.od, like in like special, you know, appointment with the Rebbe. He goes into the room and the Rebbe looks at him and says, "No, like, what's this? Where is your kapata? Where is your coat? Where is your hat?" So he tells him, "Look, Rebbe, I don't want to lie to you. All year long, that's how I'm dressed. And then I come here and I put my costume on and I don't feel good about it, Rebbe." The Rebbe said, "You're wrong. All year long you wear a costume. And when you come to me, you actually yourself." And it's a very good lesson. Sometimes we don't know anymore who we are. We're so used to wear masks and be this and be that. But who are you? And that's why so many people feel unhappy, because they're not who they are. If you start deciding to be who you are really, you know, and you go through your idea, like you just go through it, even if it's not easy, you be who you are, then you'll feel happiness. Because that's the only way that you can grow. And as we said at the beginning, simcha and smicha, to really feel happy, you have to feel a growth. If you're always at the same level, you don't grow. And how do you know that you actually grow? And actually, I'm sorry? You get hurt, it's a very good one. When you have a challenge and you don't react the same. If you have, because challenges, we always have challenges, that's not a problem. We get them all the time. But how do you react to the challenge? That's how you know if you're actually more mature, if you have any growth, if you've changed. If you always react the same, then the problem is always the same. Some people, they always get upset in certain situations, then they don't grow. There's no growth, there's no happiness. You cannot feel happy about yourself. You want to feel happy about yourself, but something really that lasts, everlasting happy feeling, just change yourself, grow, advance. And that can only come from you. Your husband cannot make you happy. Your parents cannot make you happy. Your boss cannot make you happy. Not even Mickey at Disneyland, no one can make you happy. Really, to really feel happy, that comes from you. And how do we know that? We learn it from the Megillah, from Esther Amalka. You know the story of Esther, and she was at the palace, and Mordechai goes to her through, of course, messengers, and he tells her, you have to fight for us. And all the Jewish people, they feel so confident. They feel so good. That's a lesson for Bibi also. They feel so good because they say, hey, we're good, right? Why? We have Esther. We have a Jewish queen. Who is better than us? Our queen is Jewish. She's going to fight for us. She's going to defend us. She's going to save us. And what does Esther answer to them? Fast for me. Pray for me. And everyone is like shocked. If you read all the mefarshim, all the commentaries of the Megillah, you're like, everyone is like, whoa, she was supposed to save us. She's telling us to fast. Why? So they all get scared and they don't trust her anymore. So what do? Who do they have to trust? If they cannot trust a person, they go back to trusting Hashem. We tell the story about this man who couldn't have kids. He would go to a Rebbe all the time, crying, please bless me, Rebbe, you can give me kids, Rebbe, give me kids, Rebbe, bless me. And the Rebbe would not give him a bracha. It was shocking, a Rebbe not giving him a bracha. A Rebbe cared so much, he wouldn't give him a bracha. The guy was going crazy, crying, he didn't know what to do anymore. And one day, the son of the Rebbe did not understand what's happening. So he went to the Rebbe, he asked, why are you not blessing him? He said, because he thinks I can give him the blessing. It's not me, it's Hashem. He has to actually really understand where the bracha comes from. And Esther felt that. Sometimes it's the same with happiness. You wait for other people to make you happy. Oh, it's what they're gonna do that will make you happy. But if my husband does that, then I'll feel happier. But if at work it happens like this and that, then I will be happy. No, it's not true. To be happy, you have to decide to be happy. And I've read that actually, not in Torah, but in an article of psychology, and I thought it was actually amazing. They were saying, but I'm sure you can find it in the Torah as well, but they were saying that some people, they wait all their lives to be happy, and they're never happy. They never find happiness. They always belch and cry. And how do you become happy? Start wearing the mask that you want to be. You want to be happy? Pretend you're happy all day. Seriously, pretend you're happy all day. Smile more. You'll become happy.
What are you happy about?
Yes, exactly. You don't need to find a reason to be happy. Decide that you're happy. Start wearing the mask of the person you want to be. You'll become that person. And I thought that's very, very strong. And Esther is teaching us that too. You become that person. Sumwalai, of course, what did she tell them? Fast for me. Because she knew very well that they were all like putting everything on her. What about your personal work? What about your growth? What about working on yourself to make this Yeshua, to make this Aman killed and to make that happen? You can do it. You don't need me to do it. So when everyone actually started doing their jobs, when everyone started praying and fasting, she also did, of course, did her job. And then Hashem helped. But they had to understand that it's coming from you. If you really want to feel happy, it's out with yourself. And now we can understand why Hashem gave us the Shabbat, the Yamim Tovim, Sukkot, Simcha Bet HaShoeva, Purim. I tell you why. Because as you said a few minutes earlier, you said something very strong. You said, that's also temporary. You cannot feel all the time happy. And you're right. We cannot feel all the time happy. So what did Hashem do? He gave us Chagim. Why? Because all year long, we have reminders of what we should be happy for. Shabbat comes, you have to feel happy with your physical state of mind, right? You eat good, you rest, that's happiness. Yomim Tovim come, of course you feel happy because you feel love. And then Sukkot comes, you feel happy because you have the you have the knowledge, and so on. That's why we have the Chagim. That's why Hashem gave us the holidays. Because how many times, I don't know about you, but I know about me, how many times I started a diet for a day. And it didn't last longer than a day. Not even a day, actually. I won in the morning, I've decided I'm not going to eat, and then chocolate come, and I'm like, no, come on, it's so good, just one. And you don't stop, right? It's like that. In life, we can all take good decisions. It's so easy to make good decisions. But who commits to their decisions? Who commits to your ideas? Who has actually the strength and the will to do it? So it's like I'm coming, I'm nice, I'm here, I'm like, oh yeah, be happy, you have to feel it within yourself, and smicha, and it's growth, it's beautiful. But then you go home and something happens. How do you really feel happy? You have to then remember. First of all, you should be happy, because even if you have problems, if you don't react the same, you should just be happy because it shows that you've grown. That's number one. Secondly, remember that everything doesn't have to be perfect for you to feel happy. You have to decide to feel happy. And it only, as Esther teaches us, comes from you. It doesn't come from anyone else. Happiness, you have to just have it inside yourself. How do you have it? Connect yourself to Hashem. Remember that everything comes from Hashem. And that we learn from the Baal Shem Tov. One year, the Baal Shem Tov saw that his Talmidim were not that happy. He said, I need to teach you how to be happy. What is mamash simcha? What is happiness? What is true faith in Hashem? He said, I'm going to show you that. Because when you trust Hashem, then you feel happy because you know that everything He does, and davara, ada, nothing is bad. So he said, let me go. We're going to go to the water carrier. This guy is always, always happy. He always has emunah b'Hashem. Let's go see him. So they go to see him, and they see the guy like carrying like this water, and it's so heavy, and he's like, hi. And the Rabbi said, hi, how are you? And he's like, oh God, I can't do it anymore, and it's so heavy, and there's this new house, and it's so far, and I have to carry the water all the way to the house. And like all the Talmidim, all the students of the Baal Shem Tov, they look at the Baal Shem Tov, they're like, that's the lesson? Seriously? They don't understand, but you don't question the Baal Shem Tov, so they all go back to the Bet HaMidrash, but they didn't get it, you know? The next day, the Baal Shem Tov tells them, I really want to show you again. Let's go to the water carrier. Like when we saw him yesterday. Hashem Tov says so. You follow him. They go back to the water carrier. He's here with the water, same position, same place as yesterday. Smile from one ear to the other. How are you? Baruch Hashem. Oh, yes, why Baruch Hashem? Oh, thank God, Baruch Hashem. Hashem provides for me. Look, you see this house? It's a new house I serve now. Thank God I have extra parnasa because now I can go to the house and bring water there. And this is thank you Hashem. I'm so happy. The Talmidim, they turn to the bathroom and say, okay, what's the difference between yesterday and today? It's exactly the same.
How you look at it?
Yesterday, he forgot that Hashem gave him that. Today, remember. Sometimes in life, it's exactly, we see the same situation, but it all depends how you see it. You can see it like, oh, it's like a hole, it's like a heavy on your shoulder, or you can see it like, whoa, it helps me to grow. I've had this story going around on WhatsApp, but it was in French. I'm not sure if you got it, but I thought it was so powerful. There is a guy who was walking by a cocoon, and he saw, have you heard about it? And he saw the butterfly inside. Like this, you know, like, how do you say it? 1 second.
Golem?
No, before it becomes a butterfly. Thank you so much. Caterpillar. It was like a caterpillar, you know, becoming a butterfly, and then he gets out of the cocoon and he can fly, right? So beautiful. So he sees that, and he sees that the butterfly, the new butterfly, tries to get out of the cocoon and pushes, tries to get out. And he's like, oh, poor butterfly, let me help you. So he just, you know, puts his finger in it, he opens the cocoon, and the butterfly falls on the floor and cannot fly. Why?
Because we need a time
Not
to
really
grow.
gaining strength.
Exactly. Because all the challenges, all the problems, they were just giving him strength, actually, to open his wings and fly. And that's the story. Sometimes we see all this and we say, what's that? It makes you grow. It's the only way that you actually learn something and grow. If we give you everything on a platter, like this, just take it, you won't learn that much.
No, but it would be wonderful.
It's like my sister always says, they say that money doesn't bring you happiness, but it doesn't buy happiness. But it can buy a house, it can buy a car, it can buy a lot of things. But it's the same thing. It's that you have to remember that everything comes from Hashem. And if Hashem gave you all these challenges and all these problems, it shouldn't make you sadder, it should make you happier, because it actually helps you get in a higher level. It helps you grow. That's the only way you will grow, actually. And you always have to ask yourself, what's more important to me? Is it just, let's say you run a 5K marathon, what's more important to you? To win, to be the first one at the finish line, or to actually run the 5K? Yeah, to run. I did once a 5K, just once in my life. I have to do it again. Another, like, you know, good decision. But honestly, I was so excited when I ran. I was one of the last ones. I didn't count. No, I didn't count, but I was for sure not in the first ones. But at least I did it. I was so proud of myself because I did something. You know what? I tried and I did it. That's what counts in life. Sometimes we don't succeed and we're like, oh. No, you don't succeed. You try again, and you try again, and you try again, and you will succeed. As long as you see that your reaction is different each time, you're good. You're on the right path. You know that you have advanced, and you should feel happy about it. Because when you feel happy, especially for a mother or woman, you bring happiness to everyone else around you, to your husband, to your child. We always say that when you smile at a mirror, it smiles back at you. And I know sometimes I was like, no, they don't deserve my smile. I'm so upset. No, I don't. And I forced myself to just feel nice and smiley and happy. And without, like, not even 10 minutes, everyone else around you could feel like, you know, the tension relaxing, the kids, everyone smiling, happy. Whatever, it happens. But when you smile, people smile. That's joy. Joy, it's true. Look, I smile, you smile. You see? You smile, I smile. And that's really the way it works. So what we have to remember is always to look forward, always to look, you know, to what comes ahead of us, not to the back. Because when you look to the back, you usually don't advance. We say that's why the wife of Lot, you know, became a statue, because she was like stuck in the past. When you look in the past, you're stuck. You cannot move. You have to look forward. You have to look what's coming. And there was this Rabbani that I really liked. Her name is Miriam Swerlov. I don't know if you heard about her. She gives great classes. And she used to say that her father was telling people on Purim, have a kosher Purim, and on Pesach, have a happy Pesach. And people would always correct him. It's like, no, Rabbi, it's happy Purim and kosher Pesach. He said, no. Like Purim, people, they eat junk, they eat everything that comes. It's like not that kosher. But Pesach, you're so tired, you work so hard, you don't even feel happy anymore. So remember on Pesach to be happy and on Purim to be kosher. And it's really it's sometimes we do something, we do a holiday, but if we forget why we were given this holiday, which is to bring us joy, then we don't feel happy anymore. So the first purpose of the holidays is to remind us to always be mesameach, to always be happy, to always be like smiley and happy, not only like outside, but hopefully that it will get inside you and help you, just move forward. So that was just the message of tonight, to just bring some more happiness in our lives.
Thank you.
There were so many stories at the Skinners, it was just amazing.
Where?
In New York, at the banquet.